Hello everybody, welcome back. Rune here, back today with another video of my beautiful face. Now today's video is going to be kind of a little random, I know, a little bit weird, but every day I go for a walk, okay, and on all these walks I always think about random stuff that comes into my head. So I thought maybe, you guys would like to hear some of these random thoughts that come through my head. So I was like, let's just make a video of it. See if you guys like it. If you do, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's just see where this takes us. Every week I plan on doing at least one of these videos, so make sure to stick around. And today's thought was, what movie would make a great live action movie? What animated movie? What claymation movie? What type of movie would make for a good live action movie? That was the thought for today. And I thought about it. Multiple movies came in my head. One being like video game movies, not just animated movies or claymation movies. First thought was Borderlands, but that just got done. Terrible movie. I don't recommend you watch it. Just if you see it, skip it. Just go on about your business. You got better things to do. But then I was like, video game movies. They've done those, right? They've done a few of those. None of them really hit the nail on the head with me. And then I thought, animated movies. They're trying to do animated movies into live action movies right now. They just did the Stitch one. They got the How to Train Your Dragon one. The Stitch one didn't really do it for me either. It was kind of like the Stitch one was really good. The animated Stitch was really good, but the live action Stitch, whoever wrote that script was like, no. So I was like, what movies could make for a good live action make, And I just finished watching Wednesday, which that's another discussion for another video. Why Wednesday got so many D's in it? I don't know. If you know, let me know, but that'll be for another video. But I was thinking, Tim Burton has a lot of movies, a lot of really good movies. Nightmare Before Christmas, all those different claymation type movies. But one stood out to me. One movie specifically stood out to me that could make a really, really good live action movie, that being The Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride would make such a great movie if they took the aesthetic from Sleepy Hollow or Sweeney Todd, one of those two, probably Sweeney Todd because that's set in the English era type thing, that's the old England, and then gave it a twist like Beetlejuice. That movie would be really cool. And I'm just throwing my hat in the ringer, I think I would make for a pretty good Victor. Just throwing that out there. I got the face, the pale skin, the dead look, the dead eyes, from playing video games so much. I think I could do a good Victor. I don't know. My mom said I have a face for radio, so it is what it is. But if anybody's out there watching, Tim Burton, hey, I see you. Yeah, hit me up. But yeah, so Corpse Bride I think would make for a really, really good live action movie. It's got drama. It has that dark aesthetic. Like I said, they just got through doing season 2 of Wednesday, just a few months back. It's really good show. I like the show. That might be a little bit biased, because I've always liked the Addams Family, and I grew up with the Addams Family and whatnot. But it's a really good show. Wednesday is really good. If you haven't watched season 2 yet, I highly recommend you go watch it. Yeah, it's really good. But The Corpse Bride, in that aesthetic, that dark, just that grungy look, mixed with real people though, would be really cool. The story for The Corpse Bride is very, very interesting. And to see Victor and Emily come to life in a live action sort of way, I think would be really cool. I don't know how they would do a lot of the side characters, but the scene where they're in the underworld, or I forget what it's called, but the town place where they got where she takes Victor to, and that's where you get to see the worm and the eyeball and all the stuff. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you go watch it if you're a fan of Tim Burton movies. But if you haven't, you've been living under a rock, but where you been, homie? But that and Frankenweenie were the two movies that stood out in my head that was these movies would be really good for live action movies. They just did the Superman movie and had Crypto in there, so they can make animals and make them decent looking. Because Crypto was kind of hit or miss a little bit there. There was kind of some scenes where he was kind of that's a little off, but then there's some where it's really cool looking. So you know they could do it, and it would be super, super cool to see them do that. I don't think The Nightmare Before Christmas would be a good one, for the simple fact of like Jack would have to be somebody who is like really tall, skinny. The makeup just wouldn't be really, like, it just wouldn't work for, you know, that aesthetic. Jack has no ears and all that stuff, and Sally's, you know, corpse or whatever. But I think Corpse Bride, because she's a zombie, like kind of ish zombie, they could make that work, you know. And like Jack is more just a person, just a normal, you know, run-of-the-mill guy. Albeit, you know, he's kind of a gamer like me. You know, he's got the dead eyes, the pale skin, you know. But I think they could pull it off if they would make a live-action movie of that. With Tim Burton on the rise right now, again, like he never really fell off, but he kind of like disappears every now and again. And then he'll come back with something new, and then it follow. You know, Beetlejuice just came out, and then Wednesday season 2 came out, and like he's kind of getting back up there. So I think, you know, just to throw this out there, do Corpse Bride, and I think it would be a really, really, really big hit if you did that. And also another movie that would make for a really good show, or a movie, maybe a TV series, a movie, whatever. BioShock, one of my all-time favorite video games. The aesthetic for that game in a movie or a TV setting would be amazing. Like I don't know what you'd call it, like a steampunk like type of thing. I don't know. I wouldn't want to see like BioShock Infinite as a movie. That one would be kind of a little weird. But BioShock 1 and 2 would definitely be a really, really good movie, I think. In my opinion. If you guys have any other opinions on what kind of video game, animated series, whatever you think might make a really good movie, leave them down below. Let me know down in the comments whatever you might think. I've heard there's supposed to be a Captain Planet coming out, which I grew up on Captain Planet. If you don't know who that is, Google Captain Planet. It's a really weird cartoon, but a cool show nonetheless. I liked it. I think they should redo Power Rangers, because Power Rangers, that one that they made in, I think it was 2016, 27. I don't remember exactly when they made it. It didn't really hit like it should have. Like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, what I grew up with. That was the peak of Power Rangers for me. That and SPD. I loved those two Power Rangers. And then they made the movie. I didn't hate it like I do Borderlands. Like Borderlands, I loved Borderlands 1. Borderlands 2 was like peak Borderlands, and then it kind of fell back off with 3, and then 4 I haven't really gotten too much into, so you know, it is what it is. But 2 is peak, and then it goes 1, and then 3 and 4 probably, because 4's a little bit, it's better so far than 3, and then 3 is just, yeah, we don't talk about it, yeah. But it, you know, Power Rangers is like, it was my childhood, and it was a lot of people's childhood. Just going, and at Saturday mornings, you get out of school on Friday, you know, go to bed Friday night, and then you wake up early Saturday just to watch those cartoons. And there were so many banger cartoons on Saturday morning, cartoons on WB Kids, on Jetix, which was another thing. There was Disney Kids. There was Cartoon Network had banger cartoons. Like Nickelodeon had some. They were just so cool. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There was Sonic had one. I could go on and on and on and on about cartoons and growing up when I grew up that were so cool that kids nowadays just will not understand. Which I get it. Cartoons nowadays aren't like they used to be, but you know, it's still, cartoons are cool. I love like watching cartoons. I still watch cartoons with my kids. And it's just insane to think about, like, cartoons aren't as popular as they used to be, and I don't know why. Like it just, these thoughts run through my head every time I go for a walk, just different just random different thoughts. And I don't know. But live action, like any kind of adaptation of a series, of an animated series, or a claymation, or a video game, or anything like that turned into a movie, it's kind of a hit or miss there, because, like, you know, I grew up in the 90s, in the early 2000s, and cartoons then were really good. But then if you take those and make them into live action now, kids nowadays don't know what they are. So you're only going to get the demographic of the older generation, the 90s kids, early 2000s kids. So it's like, you know, should I or should I not? But Corpse Bride, I think, put right there in that sweet spot where kids, even kids nowadays, know what that movie is. and kids from the early 2000s, 90s know what that movie is. I think it would make for a really, really good live action adaptation. I don't know. If you guys think it would make for a good live action movie, let me know down in the comments below, and we'll discuss this down there in the comments. But next week we'll do another video, like every day. Like I said, every day I go for a walk, every day, and these thoughts just fill my brain. Next week it might be why peanut butter and jelly. Why? You know, I don't know. I have a bunch of jotted down on my little notepad down here. So, you know, next week we'll discuss something. I don't know. We'll see what it is. But every week you're getting a face cam video. So stay tuned for this webcam. I need to figure out a new position for this thing because it's kind of wonky right here, looking up above my monitor instead of like down at it where it would be eye level. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But you guys, I'm gonna call this video here. It's gonna be a shorter video, but you know, it's kind of an intro to this kind of series. So if you like the video, make sure hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I'm gonna get to recording a Minecraft video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.